See, I usually don't watch Metatron, at least I don't react to it. But this video, this might be interesting. This might be interesting. I'm curious. I know Metatron is incredibly based, so yeah, we'll see. I'm curious what he has to say. My unfiltered opinion on OF by Metatron. We're gonna jump in. I feel like this video is not doing too well. There's been recently problems with some videos not doing too well. Anyways, we're gonna look at that. I'm curious what he has to say. You know my opinion. I think, it is an evil platform. I do believe it is an evil platform in my opinion, and I think that there's some serious issues with it. I'm absolutely certain there have been cases of underage material on that platform as well. And I think that the platform is going to die the moment AI hits the fan really, really hard.
Age of information and the widespread access to the internet has brought to a lot of us connection.
Yes, I have an anti-corn, I can't say the word because I get demonetized, stance. I do have one. I do have one. I'm on that for many different reasons. Mostly because it is incredibly exploitative. I don't think it should be banned. Reason being, just because you ban it doesn't mean it's gone. It would just go in hiding. I think there's better solutions to it than it being banned. Because I am pro freedom, I'm pro anti-censorship. I do think, however, that as an industry, which it is, there should be significantly more restrictions and rules and safety precautions in place to derive people from even entering. Because if entering is so costly and not worth it, the amount of stuff that would be made would drop, right?
Opportunities. However, even though I am one of those individuals that has clearly benefited from the possibility of making a career out of social media and specifically broadcasting myself, if you will, on all the different social media platforms that I've expanded onto, unfortunately, even though for many of us this has been a great opportunity to turn a hobby or a passion into a way to create a monetary gain and support our own families, this new network of opportunities has created a new series of phenomena that honestly, up to a few years ago, we wouldn't have even been able to imagine nor fathom. In the world of social media,
if you would have told women, okay, predominantly around the first wave and second wave of feminism, that women would essentially sell themselves online, on the internet, on platforms, and said that it was freedom, it was what's the word, empowerment of women in society. A lot of these women call themselves feminists. You need to realize this. A lot of these women call themselves feminists, but being pro adult films is inherently anti-feminist, because one of the core aspects of this movement, not nowadays, right? I don't consider whatever that is today to be feminism. I think it's a bastardization of the idea, regardless. They would absolutely, like, the women of older times would absolutely lose it. Because women have been psyoped into the fact, like, into this model that essentially adult films mean empowerment.
Media and streaming as a job, this has created a whole new series of wealthy, in fact, rich people, new money, if you will, within the sector. Now, so far so good. If you're good, you're talented, you're pretty, you will have more success than people that don't have these qualities. That's just how the world goes.
That is very true. He is correct.
No problems with that. However, what happens if there is a way to monetize your beauty and attractiveness as a sort of shortcut to quick money, quick success, bypassing the whole, oh, I also have to be entertaining, I need to be smart, I need to be funny.
Lil Tay made an OF on her birthday and immediately became a millionaire. That is I'm gonna be honest, that is creepy as hell. That is creepy as hell. Remember the Bob House? If you don't know what that is, it's essentially just a house of online P-word. They even invited a minor to that house. And I can guarantee you, the moment that girl hits 18, there's gonna be she's gonna start an OF. Not only that, what is your name? Piper something. Something Piper. I forgot her name. I reacted to some videos. Maybe I'll link those if I don't forget it. There is a platform. You won't believe it. There is a platform for underage softcore stuff. The more you know. There is a platform out there.
And also, I need to hope to get lucky with the algorithm so that eventually, after grinding, people will see me and then they will subscribe, follow, and all the rest, and then I can become a popular streamer. What happens if you have the beauty, but you haven't reached the peak, right? You haven't entered the inner circle of content creators that can do this as a job, and now you feel frustrated. Well, this is where we enter the space of OnlyFans, which to me is a very, very damaging, dangerous space.
It is damaging. I don't know if he's gonna pull up statistics, but you are more likely to find in the US between the ages of 18 and 30, was it 35? Something like that. You are more likely to encounter a woman with an OnlyFans, with an OF, than a teacher. It is the second biggest, quote unquote, profession in that age group, only beaten by nurses. About 10% of the women in that age gap have an OF.
On the internet. I am indeed on every single social media platform ever. So people jokingly have been asking me, so when are you going to make the Metatron OnlyFans? I always give them the same answer. Due to my name, Metatron, the best I can do for you guys is holy fans. I also love the irony that when you write OnlyFans on Google, the first thing we get is their values. Their values. Well, check this out. OnlyFans.com values are...
You have no values. You have no morals, no values. Your mission is to exploit women. And gay men. Because straight men don't have any success on that platform.
Our mission, vision, and values. I gotta check this one out. Our mission, empowering creators and fans. Our vision, revolutionize the creator economy by delivering unmatched opportunities for creators and fans. Liars. Our core values, guys. This is gonna be deep. Our values define who we are at OnlyFans. They underpin our success and that of our creators, fans, and communities. Each value is vital and collectively shapes our culture. Okay, what are these values though? What are the values? Respect. We celebrate our unique community and welcome creators and fans from all genres. Together we build a community where everyone feels valued and respected. What a mockery. Safety. We are dedicated to delivering robust safeguards that prioritize the safety.
An incredible mockery. It is an incredible mockery. It is absolutely mocking people. It is a mockery of everything that's supposed to be good.
The privacy and well-being of a whole OnlyFans community. Honestly, privacy is a mirage. It's gone. Final. Ended. Dead. And buried. There is no such a thing anymore. Freedom of expression. We are bold. Oh yeah, we cultivate a space for creators and fans to express themselves freely. Define express themselves. Integrity. Trust. Honesty. Transparency. We do the right thing regardless of whether anyone...
That is not true. That is not true. Honesty and transparency are not true, because people discovered that you had underage material on that platform and still have underage material on that platform, and you did not disclose that whatsoever. You are liars. Filthy liars.
Is watching. Integrity. empowerment, we give you control, we give creators the tools to control and monetize their content, and to grow their fan base. We give fans the opportunity to choose who they subscribe to and the content they view. Accountability, we take responsibility for our work.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't take accountability. You don't. You do not.
And actions and own our results. Okay, so this is complete nonsense. OnlyFans, British social media and content distribution platform. I love it that they just call it content. I'm not sure exactly, because I know that some of you who is more knowledgeable is going to tell me, no, but it's not just about sex. It's not just about...
It is mostly. It is mostly. Nobody's using it for that. For anything else. Nobody's using it for anything else. I guess some people use it for cosplay, but then again, why wouldn't you not just use Patreon? Why wouldn't you not just use Patreon or any other platform? There's other platforms as well. There's no point. With the bad name that OnlyFans has, you'd be like stupid to put regular content, regular stuff, regular videos, regular pictures on OF. That does not make sense.
There are also people that do this, but they don't... I haven't got a clue. Okay, so if you're gonna correct me, feel free. Let's say that I'm just speaking broadly. Okay, broadly. OnlyFans is sex work. That's what it is. Now.
It is. Also, I don't call it work. This is not work. It is the P word. It is. There's no difference. There is no difference except that it's digital, but there's no difference.
Would I make it illegal for people to share naked pictures of themselves on the internet for money? As long as it's... I'm against big government and massive government intervention. So what I would say about that is, as long as it's adults who are watching and adults who are providing the service, then no, I wouldn't make it outright illegal. And the problem is that
I wouldn't make it illegal, but significantly more safe. Significantly more safe. Depending on what kind of stuff do you do it alone? Do you not? Do you do it with somebody else? Do you do it with strangers? Health checkups, psychological checkups, safety precautions, all that type of stuff. I'm sorry, but looking at how exploitative this industry in general is, I think that there should be something put in place to make it significantly more safe.
Is much worse than regular prawn. And the reason why I think it's much worse, it's because these are not prawn stars. These are not people that made that decision in their life for whatever reason. That's what they do. This is accessible by everyone. And in fact, it's very enticing.
There is just a reason, Corn Star, who essentially is now requesting that all her videos are being taken down. Somebody is ashamed. It is like this weird pipeline. I get into the industry, I make a buttload of money, either I turn to Christ afterwards, or I request it's being taken down, and I blame anything but myself.
To a lot of young people, particularly young women. And the reason why it is because it's easy money, and also it's presented in a way...
It's not. It's not. The average woman in OF makes $180 a month. A month. That is the average. Not every woman is the average. That's the funny part. So not only do you now have pictures out there, you don't make any money. Do you have pictures out, naked pictures of you out there? And then you come in and ask for a man. See, that's like the crazy part. There's like women on these platforms out there who ask then later on, or like while they're doing this, why can I not find a good husband? Why can I not? Why is it so hard dating? No man wants to have that kind of humiliation. They don't realize this. They don't realize this. My original first cancellation on Twitter, haha, I'm on Twitter. Link in the description, by the way. Just so you know. I don't tweet much, but if I tweet, they're usually based. When a VTuber said, I don't want to be sexualized, but then she has degenerate content on her platform. She has an OF, but she doesn't want to be sexualized. I also got another one where I essentially told one, maybe the reason why you can't find a man is because you are not something that a man would want, because she had, again, degenerate shit going on.
That it makes it look normal, right? This is all about the normalization of sex work as a...
And I am absolutely 100%, while the men are also at fault, I'm absolutely putting this on feminism, because you lost the battle against the industry, that industry. You lost the battle. You dropped it. You were psyoped into believing that it means empowerment for women, and the results have been quite entertaining.
An opportunity, you know, you could be a student, you could go to university, where they'd probably encourage this anyway, so considering how universities are right now, but that's beyond the point. You could be a professional, like a business
buddy. Yes, also, but the course I have this year in English is right. I'm studying to be a teacher. The course I have this year in English, one of them, if things went really bad, I would have been forced into a gender studies course, which is really interesting.
Woman, you could become a lawyer, you could become a police officer, you could become a Twitch streamer at this point. I don't know, you could become...
There was a recent situation with a woman with a PhD, paleontologist, I don't know, like the ones that do dinosaur stuff, the dinosaur people. She got a PhD, and yet she has an OF. So she got the degree. She got a degree and uses that to sell her OF. She isn't actually doing anything with that degree.
Become a trad wife and marry a husband that provides for you. That's also an opportunity, shunned upon, of course, by society these days, but it's still an option. Or if you want, you can just do sex work on OnlyFans. But no, it's sorry. You can distribute content as a form of self-expression and art in a way that it's remunerative for you and empowers who you truly are. Because this is what they do. This is what they do. They will paint things. They will use their words carefully in a way that it's crafted as to completely disrupt the general perception of what they're actually doing, and giving people a false representation of what is actually going on here. Now, once again, I want to point this out. Of course, one of the reasons why I find OnlyFans to be immoral and something that is problematic for our society and also for the upbringing of our children and the youth is clearly because of my traditional values, my Christian values, obviously. So I'm not saying that you should share my values or agree with me. No, if you're
I can logically prove, actually, that it is based in reality without traditional values that this platform is bad. Men don't want to date these women, which is a problem for these women. I also believe that corn specifically makes it harder for men to date, because let's face it, it is addicting. It is addicting. Why should I talk to women if I can just like beat it all day? There's also there's also the possibility that adult films are connected to crime, because the boundaries drop and you get into weirder and weirder stuff, and regular stuff doesn't get you up anymore. We have seen this. I can tell you why. Because there are literally videos out there talking about the public gooning epidemic, meaning that there's people who don't have their urges under control anymore, who will publicly expose themselves indecently or do things publicly that they would have not done if this wasn't so normalized. There's also the issue of erectile dysfunction, which is a problem that comes from the overconsumption of adult films. There is probably, very likely, negative effects that have nothing to do with any values that are logically provable. So why I do think that yes, you can be against it due to traditional values. I share also those traditional values. You can also be against it by literally proving scientifically that it's bad.
Disagree with me, it's fine, just be civil and we can talk about it in the comments, and I can expand as to why I think this is going to be in the long run.
I also think that it's abusive because it abuses the parasocial relationship between men and the creator, while also giving the illusions, right? It has a chat function where women can chat with their fans, so to speak. The problem is that a lot of these are actually just men texting these the fans, the other people. So it is also abusive in the sense that it exploits vulnerable, lonely, parasocial men.
Regardless of whatever money you're going to make, I think this is going to be erosive for the youth that engage in this.
And you can argue, well, these men are choosing that. Yes, you can, sure, the men are choosing this, the women are choosing this, right? It's their own fault. But just because you can exploit somebody for money doesn't mean you should. That's the problem. You can, but should you? You can steal things without getting caught, but should you?
This kind of content and the production of this,
just as an example,
type of activity. But I do understand that there will be some of you that will disagree with my opinions and my ideas. Here's the thing though, it is my platform, so isn't it only natural that I will share the opinions that I have, also because I feel strongly about these, and therefore in my worldview I'm actually trying to help people avoid choices that they, in my opinion, will regret in the future. At the end of the day,
I obviously also push my anti-corn stands, not only because of those my personal values, but also because I have been an addict, and I've seen other addicts, and I've seen what it does. This stuff has destroyed marriages, relationships, bodies, in general, people. There's nothing you can argue for that makes this sort of stuff valuable to society. There's no positive effects of this. If you'd remove it entirely, you'd likely have more benefits than anything else.
The reason why I'm deciding to make a video about this is because I do care for the true, real, and long-lasting happiness of the younger generation. And I think that the type of temptations, if you excuse a religiously charged word in the discussion today, are multiplied.
And let's be honest. Is that really satisfying? Is it really satisfying? Is it? Like, is it actually satisfying? Like, if you had the choice between that stuff and a woman that loves you, why are so many men would rather be hooked on that than trying to find a good wife? Genuinely.
By a factor of 1,000 compared to how things were.
And we men absolutely have the power to end this. We just have to stop consuming it. We absolutely have the power to make this industry completely blow away.
When I was a teenager growing up. And the thing is that we constantly speak about children, oh, look at these children and this and that. But they do have access to this, not in the sense that they can produce content on it until they're adults. Of course, this is, I believe, against the terms of service. But then again, there are always ways to circumvent those terms of service, which is really, once again, a demonstration that anything that may appear to be even remotely acceptable at a societal level, it's instead just a facade and a mask. Because once...
Well, we are in the time where you can drop an OF on your birthday and make millions. There has been, I'm gonna say this, there has been a weird push. I'm gonna skid swing here, but I do fear that we are going to drop the age of consent due to the free sexual revolution being the absolute and utter loophole.
One thing I saw on X, on Twitter, was that they were showing how, I forgot the name to be honest, but there was this popular streamer, I guess, and she created an OnlyFans account and waited for the split second she turned 18 to
Lil Tay. There was also another one, but I think he may be referring to Lil Tay. I don't think she's a streamer, though. She doesn't stream.
start posting content on it.
She's essentially being exploited by her mother. Piper Roquel, that's the name. Piper Roquel essentially does softcore stuff while being 17 on another platform.
And the amount of people that were subscribing monetarily, just waiting there, like their life depended on it, is crazy. Now,
there's weird motherfuckers out there. There's weird motherfuckers out there who spawn camp on a girl's 18th birthday. They spawn camp. At that point, if she was younger, if she could do it younger, you would go younger.
of course, she made a lot of money off of it. But my real question when I read this news was the following. If she clicked live for all of her nude and I don't even know if there was porn involved. I don't know. But if the split second she turned 18, she posted content, that means that content was filmed beforehand. You do.
As far as I'm aware, it wasn't even new content. It was just stuff from her Instagram. But if you jump on there and you look at these pictures and you do what you do, that means those pictures, you essentially beat it. 2 pictures of an underage girl. The more you know.
Realize that. Because content, as a content creator, I know that videos need to be edited. They need to be color corrected. They need to be, you need to balance contrast and brightness levels. You need to render them. You need to upload them. I don't know if they have thumbnails on OnlyFans. I haven't got a clue. But since this appears to be a multitude of videos and content that was paid for, and she made a lot of money off of it, it tells me that this stuff was recorded beforehand. And in general, it kind of feels very creepy, the idea of someone literally waiting for barely legal, literally an hour, like an hour.
Bonnie Blue. I don't know how familiar Metatron is with Bonnie Blue. I don't know if he is going to bring her up, but Bonnie Blue goes for barely legal men on their birthdays even. And I'm going to say this, that is predatory. That is just as predatory as the dude waiting for a girl to turn 18. Just as predatory. We are normalizing predatory behavior.
Before that, an hour prior, it wouldn't have been legal. You know what I mean? So there is always going to be stuff like this. Now, if we click on Wikipedia, it says OnlyFans is an internet content paid subscription service based in London, England. The service is widely known for its popularity with pornographers, although it also hosts other content creators, including athletes, musicians, and comedians. Yeah, that's what I say. I don't know if there are people that post content that it's like, yeah, it's behind a paywall, but it's not pornographic in nature. I don't know. You'll let me know. But of course, this is...
It is. It is. I'd say 98% of it is adult content.
The main revenue producer, which as you can see here, is in the $1.3 billion in 2023. And another thing that I think is worth pointing out is the growth. I mean, look at this. It tells us 2020 is growth. Amateur and professional sex workers drove OnlyFans' early growth, a process further accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic and the recession it caused. Between March and April 2020, the user creator base grew by 75%. 75%! That is an insane growth. And really makes you wonder. Really, the point of this video is this. I'm not trying to shame people. I don't do that because I know it's counterproductive, even at a psychological level as a teacher. I know that that's not going to work. If you try and shame people and point the finger and call them names, that's not going to work. But I do want to point out instead this. The lines have become blurry. We are navigating through very dangerous gray lines. Because think about it. When something becomes successful as a business model, other platforms will follow suit, contributing to exponential growth.
Twitch, yeah, that's why it brings up Twitch, because Twitch has followed suit. All these Twitch streamers that offer this kind of content are only on Twitch so they can sell it more effectively. And the ones that don't are on Twitch because they're not successful enough to be on OF.
Of whatever phenomenon that we...
I mean, Twitch has literally people, the poll streams, anybody remember that? But also like women sitting on glass chairs with the camera under the glass chair in a bikini. The more you know.
Are discussing. We have seen this happen with TikTok. Short content in vertical form has become ubiquitous.
There is a huge problem in the ASMR community where many female creators, you click on their link tree, adult content, Fansly, OF, whatever. There's genuinely a huge problem with people actively pushing women to sell themselves online. There's a special problem also in the VTubing community.
Made a lot of money, so of course YouTube followed suit with Shorts, Instagram with Reels, and Facebook with whatever the heck they call them, I don't know. Likewise, due to the fact that this form of sex work, whether it be just nudes or whether it be full-on pornography, has become extremely popular and has produced a lot of money, because this is all about money. It's not about empowerment. What the heck that means anyways. It's about money. It's about net profits. It's about investors. When this becomes a thing, what happens is that other platforms will follow suit. Now, I don't believe YouTube will get to that point. I mean, you never know if member content is now going to start to be like lifting the kind of restrictions that are present in the terms of service of YouTube. I don't know if we're going to go there or not. I hope not, to be honest. One of the other dangers of this is that you will get the wrong...
No, I don't think so. YouTube is in fact piping down and beating down on violent content. In fact, a little known fun fact, you might, if you are a content creator, you might run into problems if you play games that depict violent content. Just an idea.
Type that the popularity might connect you with the wrong type of fans that then will get obsessed with you, particularly if you start showing them
Mousy!
I guess too much interest as a girl. I do believe that women are particularly in danger when it comes to this, more than men.
Oh yeah, because there's more of a market. There is a harsh truth. Women don't consume this. Women are more so into books.
To be fair, it can happen to men too, but someone like this, I don't know who she is, I don't even know if this is Fortnite, I haven't got a clue. Pretty girl, right? Pretty girl, she's got the plat, whatever, and so she's gonna, and that's fine, she's doing nothing wrong, and yet there will be people that get obsessed with her, and that doesn't mean that she shouldn't do it, but it does mean that you need to be careful who you accept money from. And the most important things when it comes to streamers is always a basic rule, which works for all type of content creators, including myself: never meet anyone physically. Meaning,
never meet anybody physically. Just recently, another Korean female streamer was, unfortunately, her life was taken by a obsessed fan.
You don't know already outside of content creation. Content creation and the people that support you, whether they are true fans, whether they're great people, or whether they're actually crazy lunatics that will murder you if they can, because, I don't know, they thought that you had an actual parasocial, because of they think that their parasocial relationships are actual real relationships and what have you, or they're jealous and whatnot, they will get obsessed over you, and so you cannot meet them. You cannot meet them physically. It doesn't matter. Don't do the, if you give me $50,000, I'll have lunch with you. Don't do this stuff, because people have died because of it. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Now, where would I set the standard? I don't need to set it. I think it's something that every person, every individual can decide for themselves how far they want to go into the sexualization of themselves. Once again, if it's an adult and the people watching are adults, then nothing illegal when it comes to that. But even...
Yeah, but I'm absolutely gonna criticize it if I can.
Something like this, okay? So clearly this is a sexualized pose. All I'm saying is, if you want to use your beauty in order to attract, and your attractiveness, in order to in fact attract more supporters on your Twitch, just be careful. It's all I'm saying. Be careful, keep the distance, the walls up. And that's all I'm saying. And the other thing that I would like to say is, once again...
The problem is that a lot of these creators, female creators particularly, they have this up for quite a while. until it does no longer make the money that they want, so they go even more extreme. This is a spiral where they go more extreme and more extreme and more extreme.
For those who are considering OnlyFans, right? I would strongly tell you, just be a normal streamer. Just be a normal streamer. I personally don't believe that this is the way to happiness, regardless of the kind of money that is involved in this space. And due to the fact that this is my personal belief, I'll just tell you. And then you do with what I'm saying, whatever you will. It's your freedom. You can do whatever you want. Anyways, this is what I wanted to share with you today. As just speaking to you as a brother, I would stay away from OnlyFans, to be honest. I don't think it's worth it. I think there are other ways to make social media your career. I know it's enticing. I know that as a young person in this specific era, everyone wants to do what I do. And I understand it. So would I if I was 18 or 16 or 14 right now, 100%. So I do understand it. And I am, of course, very grateful for where I am. But it did take 12 years. It did take a lot of work to figure it out and a lot of grinding. And maybe it won't be like this for you. Maybe you're like one of these young kids that is really good at with all these apps. I'm not even going to tell you how long it took me to figure out OBS. So anyways, maybe for you, it won't take
OBS is this is the bane of my existence.
That long. But I would avoid shortcuts that you might regret in the future. Just grind. Just do your thing, be yourself, post your content, open your Twitch, open your whatever the heck Kick. Oh, by the way, I'm on Kick too. Open your YouTube channels and just film yourself, be yourself. And yeah, if you're beautiful, absolutely, use it. Why not? It's something you have. And if you're handsome as well, I think you should totally do that. And there is nothing wrong with it. But I would just say, just be mindful of the lines you choose to cross. And most importantly, whatever line you choose to cross, just be careful and be safe.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, I agree. Metatron is based. I agree. Just be more careful. Be more mindful. Don't take the shortcut. Don't let yourself get pushed by people that what's the word? Don't have your best interest, who just want to exploit you for their own pleasure. I think that's a way to put it. But anyways, thank you for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.